Hello and welcome to this lecture where we'll go into how this data processing course is structured. And this is the first part of two parts, where the first part will go into some theory about the GitHub repository and how some study techniques, tech stack, and some more. While in the next lecture, we'll actually go into the GitHub repository and navigate there so that you can see how the course is structured, where you'll find the different materials for you to learn. So moving on to keynote here, how this data processing course is structured. So everything can be found in the course GitHub repository, as I mentioned. So here you can see this is the main content in GitHub repository. So this is the course repository. You can see here that we have several lectures. So 00 is introduction. It's where we had slides, and you probably watched the video before about the introduction. And then 01 is the course structure, which is this one. And here you'll also have a README, which describes a little bit more details on this structure. So each lecture, there's a README, and there's also code if available. And in the README, there's video links. So this is a link to a video, and you can see that you see me here, and it's a code alongs video. So if you see that I'm part there and looks like I'm coding, then it's a code alongs video. While if there's another frame where you can see the theory material, then it's about the theory and it's not the coding. So for all the code alongs video, you can see there's a code alongs video here. And also, when you click here, you come to YouTube and you can watch my video. So videos found in README of each lecture. And in the exercises, there's a README describing about the exercises. And there's exercise 0, 1, and 2, where you'll get the actual exercises. Here you will have a glossary, you will have theory questions, and you will have practical questions for each of them. So note, there's also labs in this course, but they're only available for those enrolled in this course and can be found in your learning management system, your LMS. So go and look there if you're enrolled in this course to find the labs. So they are not available public for everyone. So the tech stack that we'll go through in this course is that, of course, we'll work with Python. And in Python, we'll work with UVVNV. So this is the virtual environment. And we'll go into the fundamentals of Python. We'll go into OOP, object-oriented programming. We'll go into pandas for data processing, for reading files into something called data frames and series. You will see what that is later on. And we'll clean the data. We'll work with Visual Studio Code. And Visual Studio Code is an IDE. It's an integrated development environment where you'll be able to code, and you will see how good it is for helping you to code in Python. And we'll work with Git. And if you're in Windows, you will work with Git Bash. In Mac, you will work with the Git in your normal terminal, but you still need to install it. And you will work in Linux, you also will work in your normal terminal. But in Windows, it's Git Bash. And in Git, you use it for version controlling locally. So after you version control locally, you push it into GitHub. So here you will store the Git repository, and you'll version control on GitHub. And in this course, we'll only work with the main branch. So you will learn some concepts or you should have learned some concepts with cloning, with pull, and with push, and what that means. So we will have a lecture on Git and GitHub, how to set it up, in case you haven't studied Git and GitHub before, but you probably have when you're enrolled in this course. If you're taking it as standalone online, then maybe you don't have Git and GitHub. So it's good to look into this material. So it's a 0-free lecture, I think. You will see where I go into how to install and set up Git and GitHub and try to make a repository. Yes, and we will work with Bash, the CLI. So it's important to learn how to learn and master using the terminal, and because you're not always having the GUI, graphical user interface, always. So when we're moving on to some study technique tips. So when you're studying, it's good to have some idea and how you should study for being more efficient and learn more. And how do you do it in relation with the content in this course and how it's structured. So basically I usually work with an overview picture. So you have an overview through some glossary, and which you can see from the exercises. So go in there and work with the glossary. You can use LLM, of course, for the glossaries, but don't copy it. Instead, write out what it means. So there's something called muscle memory. So the more you write out, the more you train your muscle memory to remember what it is, the glossary. And same with the coding. Very important to write it out, type it. And then afterwards, there's videos. So this is a video, and you will have several more videos. And here you can, for the code alongs videos, you pause and code along. So I'm coding quite fast. So you just pause it and you code, and you type out the code, and don't copy paste. There is in the resources, so that there in the GitHub link, there is the code, but don't copy paste it. Instead, watch it several times and pause and code it, because it's in the muscle memory. You need to train it up, and also test it out. So try changing the code and see what happens, so you get the instant feedback, and also think about what will happen when you're coding it. So the video, very important part of this course structuring. And then if you are enrolled in this class, go into the class and discuss with your classmates. Bring questions to the class, to the teacher, bring it to your classmates. Discuss. So your classmates are your learning resources. So they are helping you to succeed, and you're helping them to succeed. And afterwards, when you all go out to industry, they are your teammates, your colleagues in the future. So we also have practical exercises. So after the class, you go back to video. When you're working with the exercises, you can go back to the videos to learn more concepts, and you can check with LLM, of course, such as ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or some similar LLM, which you want to choose. And you can check the resources for extra learning materials, but work with the practical exercises and try to learn them. So you don't need to do all of them, but do most of them, and they will help you practice. And then there's also the resources, as I said. There might be many resources that I link, so skim through them. You don't need to learn them exactly. And one more thing is I want to say in the study technique is that you should, when you're working with LLM, chat with it and use it as a study buddy. So learn from the LLM. And so if you have questions, just ask it to clarify, and it will do it for you. And many times it is correct, but many times it's not correct. And if it's not correct, you can check it out in the code and see if you get the result that is meant. And you can always ask it for more details. So use it as study buddy. Yes. And then we come into the next lecture, and then this cycle starts again, or this flow starts again, and so on and so forth. You keep this in mind and have this as, it's just a few study technique tips. There's many more, and you should develop your own study techniques that works best for you. But this is one way to work with the structure of this course. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video where we'll go more into detail of where you find the different parts in the GitHub repository. So thank you. Bye.